What's going on, guys? It's Delphi here, back again with another YouTube video. In today's YouTube video, I just want to talk about how to master any role or any hero in Marvel Rivals. Now, I want to start off by saying I'm not an expert at Marvel Rivals. I just want to share some tips with you guys that I found myself that worked for me when trying out new roles and new characters. Alright guys, so number one is going to be play the hero you want to master. Now, I know obviously this is the most basic and simple answer, but it really is, the main thing to try and master and learn a character or a role or hero. It's so simple, but I mean, just putting in the time and the hours with a specific character, you will eventually master them. But if you work a full-time job like me and you don't have the time to spend hours upon hours trying to learn a character, you need to be more concise and specific with how you use your time. By just putting in the hours, you can master a character, yes, but if you put in like 30 hours compared to like 10 hours, you're going to want to take the 10 hours to learn a character rather than the 30. You want to be fast and efficient. You don't want to just head bash your way into just learning a character because you won't learn anything. You'll just put hours into the character, get lored, and then think that you know how to play the character when in reality you don't. And you will pick up a lot of bad habits and not know how to play the character correctly. And then you'll just have an ego and then basically just say, oh, well, I'm a lord on this character, so I obviously know how to play this character. No, that just means you put in around like 20 hours with the character. Like that's pretty much it. Like you need to be more efficient with your time and learn efficiently instead of just, like I said, head bashing your way to just being a lord of a certain character and thinking that you know everything. Alright guys, tip number 2 is think on the fly while you're playing, which will help you improve. Now, I say this a lot, but if you tune into any top streamer's stream, if they die or make a mistake, they'll audibly say to themselves, oh, I shouldn't have made that play, or oh, I should have done this instead, or I shouldn't have pushed here, I should have stayed back, I shouldn't have used this ability, and so on and so forth. Doing this personally whenever you play will help you think while you're playing and not just turn your brain off and just mind-numbingly play the game and not learn anything. Now, me personally, I'm, a victim to this. I do this a lot where you just load up the game and just spam one more round over and over and over again and just not think while you're playing and just turn your brain off. By doing this, you're not learning anything. You're just head bashing away, hoping that your just sheer talent, just raw natural talent will just take you to a win and just learning the character and just getting good at them. But doing that will not help you at all. You'll hit a plateau and you'll get to a high enough rank to where you'll play against people that actually know how to play characters and you'll be getting countered every single game. Like I said, guys, you have to be smart with how you use your time and maximize your progress with each session, no matter how much or how little time you have. Alright guys, tip number 3 is going to be VOD review your own gameplay. Now, I just said that not many people have enough time to even play the game, let alone sit and watch their own VOD review. But if you guys have watched my previous videos, especially the one about not going on a loss streak, is that when you're just taking like a 10 to 15 minute breather in between some sweaty matches, if you lost like 1 or 2 and you're taking a little break, taking a little breather, trying to reset, you can just pull up one of your old games in the history tab in game. Now, Marvel Rivals has a great theater mode feature to where you can go back and you can look at your old games and see where you went wrong. You can also see everyone's POV and see how a certain player countered you or was just straight out playing better. You can basically like have a bird's eye view. You can, I don't even know if you can do a bird's eye view. Maybe scratch that. But you can see everyone's POV. You'll be able to just see by doing VOD review where you went wrong, where you did good, and how to basically improve. Now, you don't have to be insane and write down notes or anything. This isn't fucking school and you gotta like watch like a PowerPoint and write down notes. But just pick a random game, preferably one where it was a close one and not a blowout, and see how you did and just pick at least 3 things that you could have done better. Just at least 3 things. You can always improve. Now, I can already see the comments, oh, I don't need a VOD review. My game is perfect. I don't need to pick out any 3 things that I could have done better. Wrong. Even if you win, even if you go like 50-0, there are still moments where you you could have done better, and you can always improve. There are a minimum, and I mean minimum, at least 3 things each game that you play that you could have done better at. Now, obviously, there's going to be more than 3 things, but at the very least, I'd say just 3 things that you can pick out yourself by just watching it, just having the eye test, and just think, oh, I should have done this play, I shouldn't have pushed, I shouldn't have done that, and then next time remember that whenever you queue up for the next game and try and implement what you learned into the future games and improve. Now guys, tip number 4 is watch the top streamers. Now I personally believe this could be just as good, if not better, than doing your own VOD review. The reason I say that is because watching a top streamer will keep you engaged in watching high level gameplay, and you can also learn while watching. This is way better than VOD review in my opinion, because I mean, it's kind of boring watching back like your own footage. You obviously know what's going to happen, and sometimes you're tilted. You don't want to watch like a game where you lost and you're just going to get angry. But watching a top streamer is fun because it keeps you engaged. They got some music playing in the background usually. They're funny. They got great personalities. And, you know, you're also able to learn how to play a character, how to play the game by watching a top tier player in like One Above All, Celestial, and stuff like that. These streamers are getting paid to play this game, and they have all the time in the world, unlike us, to play these matches, to play rank play, to play all these characters. So they know more than us. They know how to play these maps more than us. They don't say that you know more than a pro or a top streamer. You don't, obviously. They get paid to play this game. So just take a few plays out of their playbook, basically. That's what I'm saying is look at what they're doing and try and implement it into your game. Now, you can try and replicate it, and I'm going to say this with forewarning that in the lower ranks, it'll be harder to replicate what they do because they're playing against top tier players. And in low rank players and lower ranks, the players are random and hard to read. So it'll be harder in lower elos to replicate what the top players do. But you can still see the results of trying to play how they play and see if what works, what doesn't work in the lower ranks. I am a firm believer in saying that the higher you go in the higher ranks, it's a lot easier to read what the other players or other team is going to do because they are smarter and they know how to play the game. They know what to do. In lower ranks, you don't know what the fuck's going on because if the other team doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, you're not going to know what the fuck they're doing. So it's a little bit harder in the lower ranks to replicate what the top pros and the top streamers do because you're not going to be able to read what they do, and it's going to be hard to play like to counter them and play against them, but still try and implement what they use, what they do, what sort of abilities, what sort of combos they use, and yeah, just try and implement it into your game and see what works and what doesn't. Now guys, this is the last tip. It's going to be tip number 5. Learn your strengths and weaknesses. Now this is crucial when trying to learn a new character, and you have to know your strengths and weaknesses, such as what counters you and who you counter back. There are going to be games where the other team is just outright hard countering you, and that's okay. You can switch to another character you know already and just try again the next game. One of the biggest problems people face when learning a new character is that they try and just absolutely one trick them until they basically hit Lord or learn them. Doing this, you won't learn anything. They'll in fact be more discouraged when playing these characters when they're just head bashing their way through, one tricking them. They'll be more discouraged to pick that hero again after they just got hard counter. If you just went like 3 and 15, you're not going to want to play that character because then you're going to say to yourself, well, damn, maybe I'm just bad at this hero and I can't play them. Let me just go pick the same one trick character that I've been playing since season 0, since the start of the game. But that really isn't the case for anyone. Everyone listening to this, I want you guys to know you can learn any hero in this game. The sky's the limit for you. It's a video game, mind you. If you have the time, if you have the passion, if you have the motivation to try and want to learn a new character, no matter who it is, you will eventually learn and master that character. You just have to be more clear and concise and more specific and more efficient. Damn, I just unloaded like a lot of words, but more efficient in learning how to play a new character than most people, because you're not going to have 20 hours in a day to freaking grind 20 hours straight or 14 hours straight to just learn a character, because that's just unfeasible unless you're just like a degenerate kid that is just like an absolute grinder. But if you're got a full-time job like me, I mean, you don't got much time out of the week, so you got to be more efficient with the time that you have to play and be efficient with learning a character. Learn as you go. Learn on your free time when you're taking like a 5-10 minute break. Watch the streamers whenever you can, whenever you're, out and about, or you're just like laying in bed late at night, just like popping on a stream, just like learning that. And when you play, you learn your strengths and weaknesses. You learn what works and what doesn't. You have to know when to switch off your character. You don't want to try and learn a certain character when you're just trying to one trick them every single game and getting hard countered and you don't know what the fuck to do. You gotta know when it works and when it doesn't, unfortunately. And when you know that a certain hero doesn't work on a certain map or against a certain team comp, that's fine. Just don't play that character. That's why I say in my other previous videos, just go ahead and, learn at least like 1 to 2, I'd say 2 to 3 heroes per role. So if you're getting hard countered, you can just switch to the next one. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for me. Just let me know in the comment section below if any of these tips actually help you. If there's anything that you guys personally have seen in trying to learn a certain hero or a certain role, how, like, what you learned or what you've done that helped you, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for over 300 subscribers. I know I've said it before, but you guys have been absolutely killing it on the videos and the shorts. As always, guys, I go live Friday through Monday. That's around like 4 p.m. till midnight. The time sort of varies, but I tweet out every single time I go live. All of my other links to all my other social media is in the description down below. As always, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.